Let's make sure oh, good. Good evening, everyone, and welcome. My name is Robin Blank Mascari, and I get to welcome you on Monday nights for our community gathering. We get together every Monday to for some training, for some celebration, for some updates, and lots of wonderful things this evening. So Gregory and I are here welcoming you in our community. And if you're brand new, a special warm welcome to the Live Younger community. We actually call it a movement, a community, and a team. It's all those names. So Live Younger is who we are and who we continue to want to be. So let me get started this evening. And let's see, do you have our co-hosts already, Gregory? Okay, great. Well, we're going to jump right in. You know, we have so much talent in our community, and we love to share it with you. So this evening, we're going to share several people from our community with you. And our first guest is the Healthy Networker. This is someone I met in another company. He saw a post I did on Facebook and called me up and he said, I'm in. And I went, well, that was easy. And then we come to learn that he really, really understands how that world of social media works. And John Ward is our special guest here this evening to give us some wisdom and insights and some activities and things to do if you want to be more effective on social media. So I'm going to turn things over to you, John Ward, and welcome, my friend. And just so everyone knows, every year at this time, John's looking a lot like someone that's familiar to all of us. He's a pretty great Santa Claus, isn't he? So over to you, John.
Can you hear me?
Well, I'd like it a little louder.
All right, let's see if I can get it.
Maybe that's me.
Is that better?
I think it's me.
Oh, okay. I'm as loud as I can go.
Yeah, you sound really good. It was me.
Okay. All right, perfect.
Over to you.
Hey, everybody. It's been a minute since I've been on here, so I really appreciate the time that Gregory and Robin have given me, and I thank them for everything that they do, and I thank Robin profusely for the post that she made in June of 2019. So, and that's why I'm here. So my talk tonight a little bit is about the importance of engagement in a Facebook group. And look, Robin just defined what our group is. It's a lot of things. It's a community, it's a team, it's who we want to be. We want to live younger. But one of the things that happens over time is the engagement starts to decline. It's great when it first starts, but over time it declines. Why does that happen? Well, it happens for many reasons, but it's vital, and I'll get to those in a minute, it's vital to the success of a group. And what happens is we all get busy, and when we're answering or I'll use welcoming a new member to the Live Younger community. A lot of us, including me, I'm just as guilty as you, but a lot of us write one word, congratulations, or welcome. Well, what happens if you write a sentence or two? If you write a sentence or two, you create the feeling for the person who just started with LifeWave, and they now feel more love. Because that's what we're here for, is to love on people, especially to love on the brand new people. We want them to make them feel welcome more than just congratulations. They've seen that all over. So when you write a sentence or two, it not only inspires them, but it also inspires you. And I'm a believer that you can't inspire until you aspire. So by writing a sentence or two, it re-engages you into aspiring to want to do more, to want to make another sale, to expand your knowledge in LifeWave. It can go a million different ways. So my suggestion in the group is to write a couple sentences, no matter what the post is. I know it will be awkward at first, but Robin's really great at writing notes. She hand writes notes. She does that for a reason, because it comes from her heart. When you write more than one word, it starts to come from your heart and means It comes off so much better. The other thing, like I said, it brings excitement to the new person. The new person just gets a sense of really a successful community, not just one or two people, but the whole community. Does that mean you need to check in once a day? Maybe, or maybe at least 3 or 4 times a week. Check in, go through it, spend whatever you can afford to commit to, 15, 20 minutes, do it. It enriches their sense of want to be successful, and it is motivational for them, and maybe motivational for you. So it works both ways. So here's the one thing that, and it forces you into time management. So here's a little trick you can do. Use Notepad on your computer. A lot of them, they're not there anymore. You have to type in Notepad, you'll find it. So you write out, like when you're welcoming somebody, write it out. And then when you go to spend your time, 15, 20 minutes, you copy, paste, but personalize. Maybe write a little more of an extra sentence. So you copy, paste, boom, it's done. So you can do little things like that. Those are just little tricks. It will all of a sudden re-engage people who just watch silently in the group, and they will start participating. And the next thing you know, it's not the same people always making comments. It's all of a sudden the community making comments. So from here, I want to move on using that sense, and groups are vital, but they're really hard, or it's vital that we maintain them. So now I want to move into how to increase your engagement and your lead source on Facebook, your personal wall. This, for me, is, I have combined social media and belly to belly. What do I mean by that? I mean that when I write a post, when I make a post, a lot of times it's about family. A lot of times it's about, I use it as a journal. Every morning, you'll notice on my wall, it says, "Good morning, world." That's my journal. And I just get inspired to write something, or something triggers me, or something the night before, and I write it. And I usually put a photo with it. And I have my own tagline for it that I usually always sign it out. Go to my wall and read it. Some of them are, I mean, they're just there. I get lots of times tons of engagement because what I write connects with people, or it impacts people, or they needed to hear it that day. That's huge. But when they respond, you have to respond back, not with an emoji, not with just a word. Facebook only recognizes 4 to 5 words or more. So what you're wanting to do is create the conversation. And one of my big things, and a lot of you will notice it, if it's a female, I always thank them for their comment. And I just say, "Thank you so much, kiddo." I call everybody kiddo. Well, that's female. The guys, I just say, "Hey there, thank you so much. I really appreciate you." And then a lot of times, depending on how they commented, I'll ask another question. Boom, it gets another part of the conversation. All of a sudden, it changes your whole Facebook feed, what you see every day. Is it work? Yes. But you're writing a sentence that has value. You're writing something that maybe educates. You're writing something that maybe is just inspirational. You're writing something, maybe it's just for you. One of the things that I did is, when I came back to Facebook, I was only seeing, like, I don't know, the same 15, 20 people. So I just made a simple post. I didn't put a photo there. And you can scroll through my wall and find the actual, it went something like this. I have almost 3,000 Facebook friends, but I only ever see just a few of you. If you see this, please say hi. There's almost 1,500 comments.
Whoa.
Okay. Now, a lot of those are mine, half of them, because I answered every single one that said hi. And I answered it with a sentence or two and a question to keep the conversation going. Did that take time? Yes, sir. It took me I spent about an hour or two during that, but I was just coming back on Facebook. Facebook does require some time commitment, but it works. One of the biggest ones I had, I found a story that was about an old man and his son. It was shared 231 times. Well, guess what happens with that? You organically, your name touches people all over the world when it's shared. Really, really important. The other thing is I make it fun. I do videos. I only do for my business, I only ever say stem cell. I never put a link. I never say LifeWave. I may show the patch. I just did a video where took Gregory up on his challenge. I'm giving away 50 samples. I've already given away, I'm just addressing 2 more. I'll be up to 10 and I just started 3 days ago where people are, I called it a giveaway. Those are all leads. The people the 3,000 Facebook, I'm making all of those leads. I now go to Messenger from all those people, those 1,500 comments, and I send them a message and just say, I might say something like, hey, I really appreciated your comments. I see you on Facebook. I want to share with you what I've been doing. And I let them know that I have something that's really special. I may sometimes do that using the microphone so they can hear my voice, because it's voice inflection, and people relate to you, and they relate to you with video. Because look, you're seeing me right now. If I was just doing this and I was over here and you couldn't see me, it changes it. It really does. And you'll notice I'm standing. I have a selfie stick that has a feed on it. Anytime that I do videos, even when I'm training, I'm standing. Even when I'm on the phone call, when I make the phone call to them, I'm standing. It changes my voice. It changes my energy. It changes everything. Do not sit in your chair. Now, sometimes I do sit in my chair if it's just a one-on-one, but when I'm trying to be visible, I'm standing. When I'm talking to somebody on the phone, I'm standing. Makes a huge difference. So, what I was also saying is that Facebook Lives, what I'm saying to you is it gives you traction. Now, is it uncomfortable at first? Yeah, it is. But the more you do it, the more you feel comfortable. I challenge you to do a Facebook Live 10 days in a row. Not about LifeWave, just about whatever, something you don't even know about. Just pick a different topic every single day until you get comfortable. If you're not comfortable doing that, just take your phone out, get the video out, shoot it, and boom, just start practicing. Practice, practice, practice. So I use conversations. You'll never see me hardly use an emoji. About the only time I do that is when I'm responding on your wall, not mine, because most people don't engage. Most people, for happy birthdays, they give one thank you for all the happy birthday wishes. Me personally, I answer every single one of them. Every single one. Even if I'm up to 1 o'clock, I answer them. And birthdays are a great way for engagement. Go to Messenger, create something. My new one for Messenger is a music sign, and it says, "Oh, happy day. Oh, happy day. When Robin was born, oh, such a happy day." Boom. That's my birthday wish to him this year. So I create things. So conversations versus emojis. I know I'm running out of time, and I'll get off here quick. Combining digital with belly to belly. If I'm belly to belly with you, right? Gregory told me this today. This is not mine. He said, well, he said, when you're belly to belly, you can't give them an emoji. So think about that. When you're meeting someone on Facebook, on digital, treat it as belly to belly. Because when I'm talking to you, I can't give you an emoji. I can give you this one maybe, but that's it. And then likes versus hearts. I'm just a believer that I always use a heart. When you put love out into the universe, it seems to come back to you. No different than, and it comes back to you tenfold. And you just, every post that I acknowledge, it's done with a heart. Every comment is done with a heart, not a like. And then last but not least is to continue the conversation, to ask questions. Just remember these words that you've heard it from me before. Who, what, why, when, where, how are you? Add any other words after those words, and you have a question. Robin, I hope that helps everybody. It's
You're
just
amazing.
practice.
It's so inspiring for me to see you in front of the camera, so comfortable. And some of us will get there, and we're not there yet, but you started out with putting love out there, and you ended up with oh, look at that, putting love out there.
Who is that, Gregory?
That's
It's an emoji. Hey,
I love it.
Your
I
emoji.
love it. So I just
love
want to
it.
do you shared so many nuggets and treasures. So you can't inspire until you aspire. I love it. Copy, paste, and personalize. It does take time, but you can simplify it. And so having those, a birthday message that you use, and all you have to do is have their name, or you have a welcome
That's
message and you say a few things. And to remember, Facebook needs 4 or 5 words or more in order to count. So engagement, John kept talking about. And the way you do that, you ask questions, you share inspirations, you acknowledge people, you inspire people, and you always respond. It's so beautiful the way, you take the time, and you have, one of my favorite quotes from Stephen Covey. He says, the deepest need of the human soul is to be appreciated, acknowledged, affirmed, and understood. And we have that opportunity. Women kind of like to say heart to heart versus belly to belly. It's a guy thing, just so you know.
Yep. That makes sense.
Yeah, it's, but making the comments, and I love that you're standing. That's fabulous. We're going to get one of those standing desks one of these days. And birthdays. I mean, every day Facebook tells you whose birthday it is, and taking the time to remember. And I actually started going online into the images, and I'd say, happy birthday, John, because I don't want to take the time to create the happy birthday, John, but to personalize it. And then you can screen capture and send it. And you feel like it's especially for you. And
Exactly.
so wonderful. So putting love in, put out love in the beginning and the end. It's always, this wonderful feeling that people get, because it is about relationships. And you are masterful. Absolutely. John Ward, the healthy networker. We are so grateful.
I appreciate it.
Wonderful to have you back. We love learning from you. Thank you so much.
All right, guys. Thank you.
Okay.
And I'm glad it's recorded, because there were a lot of nuggets. I talk fast, but I think it's important. So now that it's recorded, they can go back and look at it any time.
Okay. Well, thank you. And I'm going to turn things over to Gregory for our next guest.
Oh, great. Thanks, Robin. Thanks, John. And copy, paste, personalize. That's a keeper. I'm going to remember that one. Yeah. And, when you do that, people don't realize it might be the same copy, paste post that you sent to the last person, because they're both brand new. They don't know. So that's really good. Thank you. And then personalize a little bit. I learned a lot. So the next thing we're going to do, this is week number 8. Thank you, Helen Peak. She came up with this great idea. The company, a number of months ago, back April, May, they had an 8-week series called the Empower LifeWave series. And they had top notch. I mean, these are, some of the top sales, marketing, and business trainers, public speaking trainers in the industry that LifeWave actually hired and provided for us. Then they put it up for 24/7 replay. And Helen came up with the idea, why don't we just do one a week? And so for the last 7 weeks, we've gone through number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And I think it's just so appropriate for week number 8. I want to thank you, Helen, for that great idea. And we're going to turn it over to Tim Peak, who did a review of, let's see, it was Clint Pulver for week number 8. And thank you, Tim. I'll turn it over to you. He's going to tempt everyone to share a little bit about what Clint spoke about, and then everyone can go watch it for themselves.
All right. Thank you for having me. And I was going to thank Helen right off the bat, but I also thank you and Robin, because you've been putting out the same message in your own way that all of these people talked about on the Engage series. And LifeWave. I mean, if you're somebody who's already been and you've been enjoying these all along, then I'm just preaching to the choir. You already know what I'm talking about. But if you haven't taken time to check these out, I've been on the edges of this industry for quite a while, and no one has put this kind of information together in any other company I was in, so that you could see the professionals get out there and tell you what to do. And so this brings us to number 8. And I will say right off the bat, the first time we went through these, I did not do number 8. Somehow I skipped it altogether. So the other day they were asking for volunteers, and I stood firm, and we were all in a line, and everybody stepped back, and there I was. I had to volunteer for this. So it turns out I got a little of the drumming gene from my grandpa a long time ago. And Clint Pulver, if you put his name into YouTube, you're going to be expecting to find out about maybe network marketing or public speaking, but there's a ton of drumming videos. This guy's known all over the world. And he related a story where it was a moment in his life where somebody recognized him. He was a problem child, but instead of being a problem, they handed him a pair of drumsticks, and he became this incredible drummer. And then that led to his public speaking, and he works with companies all over the world. And so his whole talk was about creating moments. And it turns out that all the other speakers that came before him had given us nuggets all along the way. So it's about your visual look. I mean, John was just talking about it. It's great to stand and move, and I've been seeing a lot of people do that lately. So it's how you look, it's how you sound. We had somebody that told us all about the modulation of your voice, the rhythm of your voice, the tone of your voice. You use the pause. So you learn all of these things throughout the whole thing, and it all comes together with Clint Pulver. Between him and Phil Jones, they wrapped the whole thing up with a neat little bow. And just like John was talking about, it's putting the love in. It's letting people know that you care. That's the main thing. It's one thing to learn all about the products and the company and the opportunity, but if the people you're talking to don't know you care about them and that you want to give them the information they need, you're not going to be memorable. Maybe they'll remember the name LifeWave, but they'll forget everything you said, and they'll forget you soon enough. So it's like John says, you have to put in the work, you have to put in the time, you have to learn about your craft, but you also have to give it with from your heart. And that's seems trite to say, but it's another thing to do it, to open up and be open. And Clint Pulver, he talked about, I'm not going to give you a whole lot of nuggets because I want you to go see it. You got to see it to believe it, because I'm not Clint Pulver. But he said, you don't have to worry about being the best in the world. You just have to be the best for the world. So that's where it comes in. You speak with confidence. You also, you want to be credible, you want to be competent. You want to be, you want to have candor. You want to be honest with people. You don't want to make stuff up. You want to answer their questions, and you want them most of all to know you care. So I just encourage everyone to go there. If somehow you haven't been able to get to all of these before, it's probably going to get hard to be hard to find the time to do all of them. Go to number 8 right off the bat, because it wraps the whole thing up. It's really beautiful. It's entertaining as well as educational. And thanks for having me on. And I hope that everyone will take the time to go check this stuff out.
Well, thank you, Tim. It's just foundational relationship marketing, information and guidelines. And, I love these 5 C's: confidence, credibility, competence, candor, and care. And that fits right in what John is doing on social media. He's developing relationships. So, he's developing confidence and credibility with people. They feel like they're dealing with somebody competent, and it just moves the pathway down. It doesn't happen all at once, but if you're moving forward, as we like to say, with love in your heart, and if you're caring more for what you can do for them than what they can do for you, it's going to make a huge difference. So thank you very much, Tim. And you won a free sleeve of X39. Thank you.
That's sent today.
Yay.
Thanks. I'll
Okay.
pass it back to you, Robin.
Okay, so just so everyone knows, this is the completion of getting the summaries and the notes from people in the field, and everyone who wrote. We got notes from several people, and every week we sent out a free sleeve of X39. And now, for those of you that participated every week, that you reviewed every single one of the 8, you get to email me, and I'm going to put you in a spinning wheel, and I'm going to pick a winner to give out another sleeve of X39 to complete the series. And you actually already won already. Any of you that have taken the time to review it are the ones that really, really benefited from this one. And today I was listening to a John Maxwell brief talk today, and he calls it the power of 5. And number 1 in the power of 5 is growth matters. He says, getting older is automatic, getting better isn't. The more you grow, the greater your capacity to grow becomes. And so he loves our profession because it's all about growing people. And those of you that know me know that's my favorite part of this profession. So the fact that LifeWave provided such a wonderful resource for us, and it's available, empowerlifewave.com. And then the password is lowercase x and 39. And you will X39. Lowercase x, and you will have access to the notes, the summaries, and all of the 8 videos, and tremendous wisdom, resources, inspiration, and guidance for you to be your best. Okay, so let's move on here. I just want to make a note that on Wednesday, LifeWave Connect is going to have a special guest. It got moved from last week to this week. Onyx Cole, 11/11 at 11. And at 6 p.m. Thank you, Gregory, for doing that. Onyx Cole is in our team, and she made it to senior presidential really quickly. And if you noticed Dr. Jones' email today, there was quite involved, and Onyx says, put me on the inside of an inside leg, because I don't want to have any special positioning. I want to build this all myself. And in, I think it was 16 weeks or something, she became senior presidential. She's a woman on a mission, and she's here. When she started, she said, last company I made 50 millionaires. This one I'm going to make 100. And she's going for it. And so she's really, really going, using the building block of our compensation plan, which is manager. So she's going to talk about building managers. So go to the back office under events and make sure you're registered to get access to LifeWave Connect with Onyx Cole this week. And oh, thank you, Gregory. Look at you. You're getting very fancy on me. So the other things to let you know, on Tuesday, we have our introduction to LifeWave and X39, and Dr. Shauna is going to be with us. She'll be with us 2 more times, and then we're going to get a new doctor on there because she says it's time to let someone else have the seat. So we'll have another rotation there. And Wednesdays, we have Dr. Nicholas. He does an introduction to LifeWave and X39 and all the patches. And then there's Q&A at the end with whatever doctors on the Tuesday and Wednesday call. And we love to hear your testimonials because that's what brings the juice. And on Mondays and Thursday mornings, we have so much fun with sharing testimonials. So please join us for our morning chats, which are at 8 a.m. on Mondays and Thursdays. Okay, and then the rest of the newsletter, we kept the information there on gifting. A lot of you are purchasing the cards. You're welcome to purchase the cards, but you can also download the gifting flyer that's right there. Gregory will highlight that because he's so good at that. Click to download gifting flyer. Okay, that's great. Perfect. And you can print it on your own printer, or you can purchase the cards. And I know several of you have, batched together so you get a better price to get a bunch of cards. A wonderful thing when you have someone new on your team, get them into action right away. And the gift is one patch, just one patch. And the way Ron Rabin set it up in our call a few weeks ago, if you didn't hear it, you can go to the liveyoungerzoom.com channel, and you can watch John talk about gifting. And so that is on there. And we do have an updated getting started guide. We keep making changes, so we keep wanting to be current. So when you're helping your people get off to a good start, make sure that they first go to liveyoungergettingstarted.com and watch the orientation that Gregory provides of our success system, our proven plan of action. That's why our team has been so successful. And we say it all the time, success is not magical, it's mathematical. And anybody, if they follow this, just about anybody, can have success beyond their expectations. So I think that will complete for this evening. I want to thank everyone for being with us. A special warm thank you to the Healthy Networker, John Ward, and so wonderful to have you back, and Tim Peake for all the wonderful contributions both of you have made for our call this evening. And we will call this complete. So thank you, everyone.